Why have your seller do a pre-inspection of their house before it goes to the market? Hi, this is Maria Quattrone. And why should you have your seller do a pre-inspection before the house goes on the market? Typically, it's customary that sellers, once they're under contract, the buyer will then schedule an inspection. At least in Pennsylvania, it's a standard. The standard time is 10 days they have to inspect and then to respond. And I was thinking about this today as I was working with a client. And the reason you want to have your seller do a pre-inspection is that it allows for the buyer to waive their inspection. And most of the times, if you're using a reputable company, there's like about 4 of them out there that are, maybe more, but 4 that are well known, they're going to come up with the same report. They're not going to really find anything different. And so what does that do? That allows a seller up front to know that the contract is going to be good, except for usually unless it's cash, and except for the mortgage contingency. So it's a big contingency to be removed. And especially if a seller is moving, say, across another state and they're being relocated and have to be there by a certain time, they want to know that their contract is solid. And it eliminates all these what ifs. What if the contract falls apart during a home inspection? What if there's something they find out in the report that they don't like? They don't like the roof is this many years old or this and that. Now, of course, during the inspection time, you can negotiate, but the point is to do the pre-inspection. You're giving the buyers upfront everything that you know about the house with the seller's disclosure and everything the inspector is finding in the house. And so this way, here are the items. You can make your offer based on this. And in addition to that, a lot of areas, not all, still have a limited amount of inventory. And so there's more buyers for the houses than there are houses for the buyers. So if a buyer waives an inspection and waives all the other contingencies, now they're likely to get the deal. However, if something comes up later and they were told to waive the inspections to get the property and they didn't inspect, there is a future liability, not only on the real estate agent that represented them, the real estate agent that represented the seller and their companies, and the seller. So it makes great sense for a seller to provide the pre-inspection report to the buyer at the time the property goes on the market. Also, something we do is a presentation of offers. And in the presentation of offers, we're going to say what the expectations are of the seller, as well as all the things that we need in our contract that are special clauses that we put in. Like, for example, if a date falls on a weekend or holiday, it's automatically renewed to the next business day. We are not going to be running around chasing after buyers, sellers, whoever on a weekend to get somebody's signature, especially in the summer when people are away on vacations and at the beach. So it automatically renews. There's certain things that allow us to operate our business much more smoother than others because we have all of these different items in place. Check off. And because we've done this for so long with over 4,000 plus transactions, we've experienced a lot of things that can come up in a real estate transaction. So the value of getting a pre-home inspection is that a seller can take an offer non-contingent on a home inspection, that they have belief in the fact that the only other hurdle, if there is a mortgage, which a lot of people do, but there's also a lot of cash offers today, That's the last thing to get through. And if the buyer's qualified and makes a good income and has a lot of money in the bank, then chances are it's very slim that deal won't go through. So this is the advice for today. Have your sellers get a pre-inspection prior to putting the house on the market. It'll be smooth sailing for both you and the seller and the buyer's representative, the buyer's agent, in the near future. So follow me. If not, you won't ever see me again. So hit the follow button.